retourner à sa respiration. Ainsi, notre énergie collective de pleine conscience nous rassemblera en un organisme, coulant comme une rivière, sans plus aucune séparation. Que la sangha tout entière respire comme un seul corps, chante comme un seul corps, écoute comme un seul corps, et transcende les frontières d'un soi illusoire, nous libérant ainsi des complexes de supériorité, d'infériorité et d'égalité.
I take refuge in the Buddha, the one who shows me the way in this life. I take refuge in the Dhamma, the way of understanding and of love. I take refuge in the sangha, the community that lives in harmony and awareness. Dwelling in the refuge of Buddha, I clearly see the path of light and beauty in the world. Dwelling in the refuge of Dhamma, I learn to open many doors on the path of transformation. Dwelling in the refuge of Sangha, shining light that supports me, keeping my practice free of obstruction. Taking refuge in the Buddha in myself, I aspire to have all people recognize their own awakened nature, realizing the might of love. Taking refuge in the Dhamma in myself, I aspire to have all people fully master the ways of practice and walk together on the path of liberation. Taking refuge in the Sangha in myself, I aspire to have all people build for full communities, to embrace all beings and support their transformation.
Good morning, dear Sangha. Today is Sunday, the 1st of July 2012, and we are in the Low Hamlet in the Assembly of Stars Meditation Hall during our Day of Mindfulness. When you set up a practice center, you have to think of a sangha, because a practice center without a permanent sangha is like a plate without anything on it. Suppose you have an apple and you need a plate to put the apple in. So the practice center is to house the sangha. And the sangha is a group of people who live there and practice day and night. They are the fruit that is displayed on a plate. And the practice center should be a place where the environment is good, healthy, nourishing and healing. So you as a Sangha builder, you have to know how to build up a practice center. You have to bring in many elements of nourishment, healing. So that your practice center can be a refuge for many people. And if in the practice center the Sangha is a happy Sangha, if everyone in the Sangha is capable of generating the energy of joy, happiness, brotherhood, sisterhood, and then that is a good practice center. Because living in that place, they generate together a collective energy of peace, of joy, of brotherhood, sisterhood, that can be healing for everyone. And we become the refuge for many people. A person who comes from far away, when she arrives, she feels right away the energy of the practice center. And then if she continues to be there, allow herself to be embraced by the collective energy of mindfulness, of peace, of joy, and then the healing will take place in her, even if she does not try a lot to practice. Just putting yourself in a good environment, and then the healing can begin already. So the problem of environment is important, and that is not to say that the person who arrived try also to practice. And to practice here means to allow yourself to be there. Your body may be there, but your mind is not there. So you have to bring your mind to your body, and you allow yourself to be in the center of practice. And you allow the collective energy of the Sangha to embrace you. And there is pain, sorrow, fear, anger, despair in your heart. You entrust yourself to the Sangha. Dear Sangha, this is my pain, my sorrow, my despair. Alone I would not be able to embrace it. So I open my heart so that the whole Sangha can help me recognize and embrace the pain, sorrow and despair in me. And if the person who just arrived allowed herself to be open, and to embrace by the sangha, she will get a relief. She will get some transformation and healing very soon. And a few days staying in the practice center can make him or her a new person. And then in the practice center, people practice mindfulness. Walking mindfully, sitting mindfully, eating mindfully, always dwell in the present moment. And mindfulness brings about concentration. And concentration helps us to see things more clearly and more deeply. So that we are not we are no longer victims of wrong perceptions. And what we do, what we say, what we think will bring positive energy to us and to the people around us. The practice of mindfulness is concretized by the 5 mindfulness trainings. The first training is to protect life of all species. The second training is true happiness. Many of us do not know what true happiness is. And many of us are chasing after things that we believe to be happiness. But maybe we are chasing after something else and not just happiness. The third mindfulness training is true love. Anyone needs to love and to be loved, but maybe we have not known what is true love, so we have to learn and to generate the energy of true love, to nourish ourselves and to help nourish other people around us. And the fourth training is mindful speech, loving speech, and deep listening. Now we train ourselves to listen in such a way that can help the other people speak out and suffer less. We train ourselves to say things in such a way that can help the other person understand herself and understand us better. And that kind of practice of love and speech and deep listening will be able to restore communication and bring about reconciliation. And the fourth and the fifth practice of mindfulness, the fifth training is to consume mindfully, so that we will not bring any more toxins, poisons into our body and into our mind. And together, when we practice the 5 mindfulness trainings, we generate a very healthy environment. And those who come with us, if they allow themselves to be in that environment, they will get the healing, of course. If that person stays 7 days or 10 days in a practice center, the way she eat, the way she drink, the way she talk, the way she think will be influenced by the collective energy of the sangha. And she begin to get the purification of her body and her mind. Because if she finds herself among us, she will practice naturally and easily the 5 mindfulness trainings. She will learn how to walk mindfully, to breathe mindfully, to say things mindfully, to eat mindfully. and learn to stop in order to be in the here and the now. She could practice eating, consuming with the sangha. So she does not get the toxins, the poisons anymore into her body and into her mind. So the way we eat together, we drink together, we walk together, we sit together is an act of purification. We do not allow these kind of poisons and toxins penetrate into our body and our mind because our environment is safe. It's very clear that if one person finds himself in such a healthy environment, that person will get the purification in order to better heal himself and nourish himself. So that is the virtue of a practice center. And building a practice center is a very noble thing to do. If you devote your life to build a practice center like that, you create a refuge for so many people, a place for healing, transformation. And you can take refuge in that place also. And that is why after enlightenment, the Buddha started right away to look for elements of his sangha in order to build a sangha, a practice center. Imagine the Buddha without a practice center, without a sangha. He cannot do much. So we practitioners, we have to think of building a practice center, setting up a sangha, so that we can produce, we can generate the kind of energy that can be healing and nourishing for the world. Our friends who have come to Plum Village or to our retreats offer a little bit everywhere in the world. They are motivated by the desire to go home and set up a practice center in the city so that they can continue the practice and can help and can offer the opportunity of transformation and healing for other people. Suffering is part of life, and with the practice of mindfulness, we will learn how to make good use of suffering in order to produce peace and happiness and joy. In the teaching of the Buddha, suffering is very important. If you know how to understand suffering, if you know how to make good use of suffering, you can produce joy, happiness, and compassion. Compassion and understanding cannot be produced without suffering. Suffering is everywhere. And if you don't know how, we will be overwhelmed by suffering. We will be crushed by suffering. But if we know how to look deeply into the nature of suffering, if we know how to make good use of suffering, we can create understanding and compassion. There are two ingredients, basic ingredients to making happiness. Because without understanding and compassion, no happiness is possible. A person who has no understanding and compassion in him is a very lonely, cut off person. Cannot relate to anyone, any living beings, and that cannot be a happy person. So generating the energy of understanding and compassion, we can create happiness. And if we want to generate the energy of understanding and compassion, we have to be in touch with suffering in ourselves and around us. Looking deeply will bring understanding. Understanding here means understanding suffering. And understanding suffering gives rise to compassion. You don't blame anymore, you don't want to punish anymore, and you want to help. That is compassion. It is like growing lotus flowers. If you do not have the mud, you cannot grow lotus flowers. So suffering is the mud, and lotus flowers is happiness and love. You need the mud to produce lotus. You need suffering in order to produce happiness. This is the law of interbeing. Suffering and happiness, they inter-are. Without one, the other cannot be. Suffering and happiness, they are all organic. Happiness, if not well taken care of, will become suffering. Your love, if you do not know how to feed your love will become hate and anger. And if you're suffering, your hate, your anger, if you know how to make use of it, you can transform it back into love. So they are all organic, and you are an organic gardener. You have the power to transform hate back to love, anger back to love. Mindfulness, the practice of mindfulness can help us to recognize suffering in us and to look deeply into the suffering so that understanding may arise, and together with understanding, compassion will arise. And if compassion and understanding arise with mindfulness, we know that the element of holiness is there. The holy is made of non-holy elements. Sin, suffering, wrong perceptions, jealousy, despair, all these are not holy elements, non-holy elements. And if you know how to make good use of them, you can produce holiness. So understanding of suffering, compassion, the capacity to produce compassion, the capacity to look at other people with the eyes of compassion is holiness. And all of us have the power to do that. If we understand suffering, if we allow the energy of compassion to arise in us, we have the element of holiness in us. And people, and with the element of holiness in us, we don't suffer anymore. And we know that holiness is made of non-holy elements, namely suffering and afflictions. Holiness is also of an organic nature. So when you practice 5 mindfulness trainings, you cultivate the element of holiness in you. And that element of holiness makes you a happy person. You suffer less. And you don't have to look for the element of holiness in saints, in the Dalai Lama only, or in the Pope only. When I see you speaking with compassion, when I see you looking with the eyes of compassion, I know you have the element of holiness in you, and I like to call you your holiness. Holiness is that. Holiness is something like the Holy Spirit, the energy of God. And in the Buddhist tradition, when we speak of mindfulness, concentration, insight, compassion, understanding, that is holiness. And we have seeds of holiness in us. And if we recognize the seed of understanding, compassion, mindfulness, concentration in us, and we allow these seeds to manifest, and then we have the element of holiness, the energy of holiness in us, and we suffer less. And we can help people suffer less. So holiness is available to every one of us because the seed of holiness is present in every one of us. Every one of us is capable of being mindful. When we walk, when we sit, when we look, when we eat, when we consume. And practicing the 5 mindfulness trainings, we are able to generate the element of holiness. And that is why lay people who have received the 5 mindfulness trainings are encouraged to recite the 5 trainings every 2 weeks with the sangha, so that the practice of the trainings can deepen day by day, so that they can continue to generate the energy of holiness. And with a sangha, it's much easier to do so, to practice. And that is why we need a practice center. And when you become a monastic, you take 10 precepts, 10 mindfulness trainings. And you add into the 5 trainings another element called celibacy. And you want to go further, deeper. And in the tradition, Buddhist tradition, the life of a monastic is called a holy life, brahmacharya. Phạm hạnh. A monk or a nun, they live a life that is pure, that is holy. It's called brahmacharya, Phạm hạnh. They practice, of course, the 5 trainings, but they have 5 more trainings. And one of them is celibacy. They may practice 3 years as a novice, and after that, if the sangha think it is good enough, and then he will be able to receive the full ordination of a bhikshu. And of course, a monk or a nun is supposed to live with the sangha, because it's a very difficult to live as a monastic outside of a sangha. Because with the sangha you get all the support you need in order to practice the mindfulness trainings. You need a teacher, you need big brothers, big sisters in order to guide you in your practice. So during the training, as a novice, you always need a sangha. Brahma means holy, means noble. Acharya means action life, the holy life. So to be ordained, to be a novice, means to begin a holy life. And including the practice of Siddhibhasi, you purify yourself, body and mind. And you want to become an instrument of the Buddha in order to serve more. A lay person who practices well can serve the world. But when that person becomes a monastic, his capacity to serve the world becomes much greater. During the 21-day retreat, there was a lady living in the lower hamlet. She is a businessman, a very successful businessman. She has spent 18 years in Europe and America doing business. She sent from Beijing to Munich. And she has a lot of experiences doing business, and she could do a lot of things for her country, for her people and her family and so on. But during the time she spent here in the retreat of the 21 day, she suddenly get a new desire. She wants very much to bring this practice of transformation and healing to mainland China. Because when she compares the work she's doing, that can be helpful also to the work of helping people to practice, to transform and heal. She thinks her country needs very much this kind of practice, especially for the younger generation. So she wrote a letter to Thay, to the sangha, and she said that my wish, my deep wish now is to become a monastic. I like to be trained in Plum Village, so that one day I will go back to the mainland of China and bring this practice home, because that will be very helpful to people of my country. And she said that I will take 6 months of leave, and I will try to live in Plum Village as an aspirant. And if I am accepted by the sangha to ordain as a nun, that's the best. I will devote all my life in order to serve my people. I will bring this practice of Plum Village to mainland China. But if the sangha does not think that I am good enough, and then I will go back to China also and practice as a lay person and try to do the same. I bring the teaching back to China as a lay person, if not as a monastic. And because she saw that as a monastic she can do better. So when you become a monastic, you have a broader path in order to go further. People like Thầy Pháp Dung, Thầy Pháp Niệm, Sư Cô Gina, Sư Cô Chân Không, Sư Cô Định Nghiêm, they are able to do a lot of things as a monastic. Sư Cô Chân Không wrote a book called Mở Thêm Rộng Lớn Con Đường, to open up the path. As a lay person, I was very effective, I can help a lot. But now I want to mở thêm rộng lớn con đường to make the path bigger. Instead of a lane, it's become a kind of highway. So to be a monastic is to give ourselves a great opportunity to serve. To serve your people, your country, to serve the planet, to serve living beings. And if you live the holy life of a monk or of a nun, you can do a lot of things. If you talk to a number of monastic brothers and sisters in Plum Village, you see that they are able to do a lot of things just because they are a simple monastic. They are free. They are not overloaded with worries and business. They don't have a family to take care of. They can devote all their life, all their energy and their time in order to serve the path of awakening, and transformation and healing. And that is the brahmacharya, holy life of a monastic. And that can bring a lot of happiness to many people. First of all, to our brothers and sisters living in the same community. And when you become a monastic, your desire, your volition, your aspiration is so strong. That you can give up everything and take up only one thing, the willingness to transform and to serve. And that is what the Buddha did when he left his palace at the age of what? 29? 29. Are you more than 29? 9? Or less than 29? They left at the age of 16. That kind of desire, that kind of aspiration that pushes you to become a monastic is called bodhicitta, the mind of enlightenment, the mind of love. And according to Thay's experience, if you are capable of maintaining that bodhicitta, that desire, that aspiration alive, then you continue to be a happy monk or happy nun. And with that huge energy in you, you are not afraid of anything. You are capable of overcoming all kinds of obstacles on your way. And that is why it's very important to preserve our bodhicitta, our mind of love, our mind of enlightenment, our aspiration alive, because that energy in our heart could make us a strong, a great living being, Mahasattva. And when a person is inhabited by that kind of energy, bodhicitta, bodhidhamma, Her eyes is bright. Her way of walking is stable. So that energy in that person can be seen because that person has bodhicitta, the mind of enlightenment, the mind of love. And it is with that kind of energy that Siddhartha began his practice. He had encountered so many difficulties before he became a Buddha, became a teacher. And after becoming a teacher, he still encountered a lot of difficulties, but he never gave up. And he was able to continue beautifully until today. And you can get in touch with him and his teaching and his practice. In a few days, it means on July the 4th, we shall have a ordination ceremony of a number of young people into the family of monastics. There may be 19 are there of us. A number of them will be in Thailand, and the ceremony, ordination ceremony will be online also to Thailand. So please, dear Sangha, come and support the ordination ceremony of our young people. About 3 years after practicing as a novice, they will be able to receive the Pratimoksha, full ordination to be a monk. And in the last 5 years, we have opened the door for the young people to try the 5-year training and practice as a monastic. So we have the young people have the opportunity to try the holy life for 5 years. And after 5 years, if there will be people who continue as a monastic because they are happy with the practice. They see the opportunity to continue to serve as a monastic, so they will continue. And if not, they become a lay practitioner again, and be trained to be a lay Dhamma teacher. I think that is true for that Chinese lady. If she was trained, she was accepted by the Sangha, and then she will be a monastic teacher later on to bring that practice into mainland China. And if not, she will be a lay Dhamma teacher going back to China. But she prefer to be a monastic. Now today, after the walking meditation, we shall have a formal meal. And there will be a formal request for ordination for the aspirants. And we have a chance to see, to recognize our aspirants. The Dhamma talk is long enough.